So today I'll be reviewing Pokemon Journeys episode 74, Darkrai: A Midsummer Night's Dream. And in this episode we got the long-awaited return of Dawn, the start of Chloe's journey, as well as the plot with Darkrai and Cresselia. So let's talk about the episode. So the episode starts off with the Matori Matrix unit chasing Cresselia, who ends up fleeing Full Moon Island, and because of this Darkrai leaves New Moon Island. Then we switch over to the lab where Ash and Go are talking to Professor Cerise, and they find out that the people of Sinnoh are having nightmares and can't sleep, and he says that Darkrai comes to mind, and Ash gives the people what we all want, more references to the past, because he says that he wouldn't put it past Darkrai, and says that it's strong in battle and an awesome Pokemon. And as we know, Ash has met Darkrai in the past 3 times before, and him saying he wouldn't put it past Darkrai is a reference to episode 104, where a similar event happened with Darkrai and Cresselia. And him saying it's strong in battle is obviously a reference to Tobias. And lastly, him saying that it's an awesome Pokemon is more than likely a reference to the Rise of Darkrai movie. So this leads to Ash and Go heading to the Sinnoh region to figure out why Darkrai has left New Moon Island. After that, we see Koharu, who has come home from school, and she says that she's on summer vacation now and can't wait to go on the family vacation until she finds out that it's cancelled, since the professor is on the verge of watching an egg hatch, and because Chloe's mom has a bunch of work to do now. So this leads to Chloe getting mad and deciding to pack herself an oversized suitcase and go on a trip, but her mom ends up giving her a small one, which is a nice reference to episode 1 of Diamond and Pearl, where Dawn tried to do the same thing and her mom helped her out. So later on, Chloe leaves and heads to Jubilife City in Sinnoh, and a random trainer tries to challenge her to a battle thinking she's a gym challenger, but she runs off. After that, we see Dawn's mom on TV talking about the upcoming contest in Eterna City, and since Eevee is interested, Chloe decides that she'll go too, but instead of riding the bus, they decide to walk and enjoy the scenery. And as they're walking, they get attacked by some Starly, but Chloe is determined to still find fun in everything until she gets rained on and says maybe traveling is just too much trouble, but she decides to not let herself get down and enjoy the trip. And while that's going on, Ash and Go also arrive in Sinnoh and talk to Officer Jenny and learn that the nightmares have been happening in more than one city, so they leave to investigate. After that, we see Matori bait Team Rocket into doing her job by sending them after Cresselia while she goes after Darkrai, so that she doesn't have to take the blame if things go wrong. So after it stops raining, Chloe decides to start a fire and make some food, and as they're about to eat, Piplup comes running in and dives straight into the boiling pot, and that's when we see Dawn, who shows up in spectacular fashion and falls, and says her legendary catchphrase, "No need to worry." After that, Dawn and Chloe introduce themselves, and Chloe tells her that she's going to watch the contest at Eterna City, and Dawn tries to convince her to enter and take part in it, and Chloe asks Dawn if she's ever competed in a contest before, and Dawn says that she's pretty much entered every contest in Sinnoh, and says that she's done the same for Hoenn, Unova, and Johto. And what I found interesting is that Dawn has been to both Johto and Unova now. Johto isn't too surprising since we know there are contests there, but there definitely weren't contests in Unova during the Black and White series, so this is definitely a new thing, which I think is pretty interesting. I also think it would be pretty ironic if Dawn ended up like the top coordinator of the Unova region while Iris is the champion there. So after that, Chloe asks Dawn if she's traveled alone, but Dawn says that she traveled in a group of 3 when she was in Sinnoh, which obviously is a reference to the Diamond and Pearl series. Then Dawn asks Chloe if she wants to travel with her, and she says yes. After that, we get an unexpected sequence of Renju and Kikuna doing Team Rocket's motto, which threw me for a loop since I thought they were just really good disguises at first, until we realized that it's just a nightmare, which I thought was pretty hilarious. And as soon as Ash and Go wake up, they run outside to see Darkrai, but he ends up getting away. After that, we see Dawn and Chloe, who wake up with messy hair, but luckily Piplup helps them out with a bubble beam hair wash. And random thought, who was carrying that entire tent in one of their tiny bags? Just a question. So as Chloe and Dawn continue on their journey, Dawn keeps stopping to have fun and says no need to worry, but Chloe is very worried about getting to the next stop, and Dawn says that if you're traveling you should have fun and tells Chloe to look at the scenery and not the guidebook, and this leads to them just disagreeing and arguing. And while that's going on, Ash and Go along with Team Rocket make their way towards the forest, where Ash is searching for Darkrai and Team Rocket is searching for Cresselia. And then as Dawn and Chloe are arguing, a sleep-deprived Rhydon appears, and Dawn battles it with Piplup before it gets sent back with a Stone Edge. So Chloe's Eevee helps out by using Bubble Beam and puts Rhydon back to sleep. And this leads to both Chloe and Dawn getting along again. Then we see Ash give Go advice about battling Darkrai and says to avoid falling asleep. And Ash says if only Cresselia was here, which leads to Go mentioning the lunar wing, and the episode ends with Dawn and Chloe who end up finding Cresselia injured, leaving us on a cliffhanger, and that pretty much wraps up the episode. Overall, I would say that I fully enjoyed this episode from start to finish, even though it was mostly a setup episode. I would still say that this is one of the best Chloe episodes to date, just because of all the interactions that we got with her and Dawn. When it comes to Dawn's return so far, I think she's done a pretty good job of giving Chloe perspective. I really like how she was trying to show Chloe that she should have fun while traveling, but I think we'll probably see more of this in the next episode, since I feel like this episode was just here to establish Dawn and her personality and what leads to Contest and Cresselia. I'm not sure how they're going to do all of this in one episode, but it should be interesting. So hopefully the next episode isn't too rushed, or maybe there's actually a third one. But overall, this was a great episode and I'd give it a 9 out of 10. With that being said, let me know what you thought of this episode in the comment section below. Thanks for watching and bye.